Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Scott Gaeta from Renegade Game Studios. Going to be looking at the new version of Snow Tales from the Lamont Brothers. Surprising debut at Gen Con 2015.
Yeah, we were last minute. We were able to get some early copies in, and so this is not releasing until October.
Okay.
But we brought a handful here.
Okay,
there you
that's
go.
right. The boat takes a little
bit longer than the
here.
plane. Yeah.
Now, this came out originally. They self-published this.
Yeah. So originally it was an Essen release in 2008. They did their usual thing and sold out very quickly, and won a bunch of awards and got nominated for a bunch of awards and caught on, and then was published and just kind of disappeared maybe about 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And it was totally under my radar, and I discovered it because of one of Tom Vassel's blogs, and the Shut Up Sit Down guys actually were raving about it during one of our Gravwell reviews.
Okay.
And they were talking about it, and I was like, that sounds really cool. And
you're like, hey, I like Gravwell.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Right,
there?
exactly.
Yeah, so.
And I really like the theme, so I found a copy on the secondary market and checked it out, and I really fell in love with the game. And then I contacted the brothers, and we got together and went for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So has anything changed, or we got
No,
the same gameplay?
It's the same gameplay. We gave it a cosmetic facelift. We changed the box art. We redid the tiles and the track pieces.
Right.
Jazzed them up a little bit, but it's the same great game.
Okay, so now we each have our own deck of movement cards.
Correct.
Okay, we have a dog sled.
Ooh, look at this. I was bad. When I set this up, this is the wrong way. It goes that way. All right.
Okay.
Yep, we have our sled.
Got our dog sled here.
Yep.
Okay, and that dog is, of course, pulling us along the track.
Yep.
What else are we going to do here?
Okay, so you're going to have a hand of 5 cards. Shuffle them up. I already shuffled mine.
Okay, good.
I promise.
Shuffle mine.
All right. And then during your turn, so I'm the red sled. So right now my sled is perfectly balanced and we're pulling 3 and 3. So if I was to move my sled, I would be going in a perfectly straight line 6.
Right.
But if I want to maneuver my sled...
Which you probably do, because otherwise you're going to hit this big ice barrier here.
Right. It's a bad thing if I hit the barrier. If I hit anything, if I hit a barrier, go off the side of the track, hit another sled, hit a tree, I take a dent card. Dent cards are bad. Dent cards go into your hand, and they're there forever.
Taking one of those 5 slots.
Taking one of the 5 slots. And eventually, if my hand fills up with 5 dent cards, my sled fell apart underneath me, and I'm out of the race.
Okay.
So I don't want that to happen. So in this case, maybe I'll play a 4 on this side here.
Okay.
So now I'm going 7, but I'm drifting to the right.
Okay, so we put this on camera here.
Yeah.
To show here.
Right. So
And each turn you're only going to play 1 card, correct?
Right. Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
So you're going to move 7.
Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7.
And I'll drift to the right one.
1 to the right because the right dog is pulling a little bit harder.
Right. So I'm
Okay.
still not in great shape, but I didn't crash. I'm in better
Okay.
shape than I could have been.
Okay.
Now, if I wanted to slow myself down, say next turn, I can apply a brake. And I can play a brake, and that's going to take the pull, the forward momentum, and I'm going to subtract that number.
Okay.
And it's gonna tone it back a little bit. So
Now, do you just get to choose whatever brake you want?
yeah.
All right.
Just put it in there.
I did not remember that aspect of it. I remember all the dog sled and the pole and the drifting back and forth. Okay. And now, so we're each going to move in order on the board.
Yeah,
We're
I
each gonna
cheated.
move
I
once.
should have gone 5th, but I went first.
Yeah, it
That's
works
the way
out.
it goes.
And then refill our hands. And we're
Yep.
going to keep taking turns as we do here.
Exactly. So I draw back up to 5. Now I have more options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid trees, which are going to cause damage as well.
Trees are bad.
Naturally, there's some drift as you move around this curve. You have to keep pulling to the right in order
Exactly.
to actually make it through the curve.
Yeah.
Not dying.
Also, as you're going into a curve, you don't want to go into the curve going faster than that value. If
Okay.
I'm going faster than 3 into the curve, I'm going too fast, and I'm going to take damage.
And it's one more for
Yes.
however high the difference between those two. That's how many damage you
Exactly.
take. Okay.
And that's not good either.
Okay.
So you could basically just wreck your sled in the turn.
And then first across the finish line wins.
First across the finish line wins. We'd usually have another track piece here. So to keep it fair, once you go across the finish line, everybody will go across the finish line at the end of their turn, and whoever's the farthest past the finish line wins.
Okay.
Because it's not
need to
everything's
drift.
happening. Not
Okay.
everything happens simultaneously. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean that's the gist of the game. The box comes filled with track pieces. They're all double-sided. These are pretty beginnery, except for this one here with all the trees. That one's pretty horrible. Some of them, if I have them here, other corners, they get downright scary. Where there's one that's a chasm that you're single file. You have to get through the chasm. There's only one lane clear.
Okay.
You might not want to start with that one.
Possibly not. I assume you have suggested layouts.
We do.
In the rulebook as well.
Yep. So there's suggested layouts in the box, though you can make up your own. And then we're going to be supporting this in hobby stores with a campaign kit, a tournament kit, where a store can run a series of events over a few weeks, and we'll have some promo tiles in there and things like that.
All right. Yeah. Good to hear. Thanks very much for the overview.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks.